Hey, what's up? I'm doing something a little different today. I have received some requests as to how to do my vocal technique when I do Trophy Eyes covers and I sing Linkin Park with my friends in the car. A few YouTube comments and a couple of my friends have asked me to do so, so I thought I would explain. What we're getting into today is how to do a mid-style scream. It's kind of like a yell singing modeled after John Floriani and Chester Bennington. Those are the people that I modeled this technique after. Quick disclaimer: I have no idea how to explain like false chord and fry screaming. I don't know how that works. I've tried to listen to it. I don't really get it. But just know that I don't explain it in that way. I'm just kind of explaining how I figured it out. I've been yelling since I was 14. Like doing screaming like vocal like metal vocals since I was 14. So, anyways, to get into the actual tutorial itself, think of just think of the note. And in fact, we're gonna be learning today with "Choke" by Trophy Eyes. And it starts with, "I felt the sting of the cigarette burn the space." Right? You're gonna sing that in falsetto. I felt a sting of the cigarette burn the space. Right? We're gonna do that. And when we're doing it in falsetto, that's when you're adding the grit, you have to fill your tummy up. This is the part that I have the hardest time explaining. But I guess the best way to explain it is you have to fill up and you have to let it all out pretty fast with that no. If you can actually do that to start, I felt a sting of the cigarette burn, and try to get used to doing that with like pushing a lot of air out into that falsetto voice, and then we're gonna talk about how I distort after I sing the song, but just kind of like practice that. I felt the sting of the cigarette burn the space. I felt the sting of the cigarette burn the space between my, that sort of thing. Just continue to practice it, because learning with this song is actually what helped me learn it. I would do it in the car. If you've seen videos of me in the car, I would do it over and over and over again until I finally figured it out with this song. Let's do it. I felt the sting of the cigarette burn the space between my index and middle finger. I learned to squeeze, but never learned to let go. I learned to squeeze, but never learned to let go. I felt the sting of the cigarette burn the space between my index and middle finger. I learned to squeeze, but never learned to let go. I learned to squeeze, but never learned to let go. Alright, couple of comments about that. So, what we're doing there is I'm switching between my singing sort of like it's kind of weird. So like I learned like when I say the words, I learned to squeeze but never learned to let go. When I'm screaming that, I'm going, I learned to squeeze but never learned to let go. Like, you see how I'm kind of going back to my speaking voice? That part right there is even harder to do. But what I'm doing is I'm thinking of that falsetto note while I'm singing it, because I need to remember that he's still technically singing. It's like yell singing. That's why I call it yell singing, because it's like you can still hear the note, and that's what people like about John Floriani and Chester Bennington's techniques, is that you can still hear a note. It's more digestible, that sort of thing. But to kind of explain it a little more, again, you're filling up your tummy and you're letting out the air super fast. You don't want it to be hurting your vocal cords. What I will say is something I've learned is that you don't want to feel super strained. I'm still figuring out how not to strain my voice to do it exactly correctly. I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly still. People have told me it sounds good. It doesn't hurt after a long time of doing it. But yeah, that's kind of the point. You don't want your vocal cords to feel scratchy or hurting afterwards. You want to still have a voice. You notice how I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you pretty loudly, and I still have a voice. So you want to keep all those things in mind. I don't want to go on too long-winded commentary because I don't want to confuse you and give you like way too much, which is why I didn't. I actually prefer to just explain it the way that I figured it out, rather than getting all these terms involved to people that like just they don't listen to vocal videos all the time, right? So. Just give it a try. Let me know what you think. I'm open to discussion if you want to correct me in the comments. If you want to ask a further question for clarification on something else, I'm happy to explain. But again, choke is a great way to like learn this technique. But it's essentially start on the lower octave. I felt a sting, and then I felt a sting. Right, just get used to how that feels falsetto, and then add like it's as if you're mocking it, and you're not doing the screaming yet. I felt a sting of the cigarette burn the space, and do that. So that's I talked to you about 3 steps so far. The lower meat and potatoes range. I felt a sting. Step number 2, falsetto. I felt a sting. Step 3 is like falsetto with like the projected air. You're letting all the air out, pretending like you're about to scream. And then step number 4, start to figure out your distortion and go from there. It's going to take some time. It's not going to be a one-day thing. It took me several tries over years, to be honest with you. But yeah, just like get it started, and let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm open-minded. Let me know in the comments if I completely fucked up this explanation. Let me know in the comments if you need further clarification. And thanks so much for listening. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'll see you next time.